Good evening, everybody. Here we are for another role reveal show. This one is reveal show number 33. Wow, we've gone up a lot in the days. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roles that are going to be open this coming week, along with the roles that I'm behind on because of my visit week. But we have 4 roles to get started on for this past week, 4 rolls for this week, and then 4 rolls from Eric. Plus, we're going to do a mint seal bag this week, mint seal bag 1959, Philadelphia. Should turn out to be a very exciting week. Nonetheless, we've got, let's see, Cat Morgan Dollar, we've got Mark, we've got Frostbite, Mickey Fur, Paul Hampton. Looks like we've got a fair shake of our regular people showing up here. I appreciate it to everybody out there. 2 things I'd like to discuss or announce. First thing is I came in here and got ready to start doing this show, and my computer would not boot. And that's a sign of things to come. So it appears as though my computer is getting close to being on the fritz. And so where it comes down to you thinking about, I'd like to get one of these or one of those, and you want to email me and ask me if I got one of these or one of those, now is a really good time to show extra monetary support so I can come up with what it takes to purchase a new computer, because that's going to happen here, I'm going to say in the next month. It's going to have to happen. Well, it wasn't the blue screen of death, but what it did was when I went down for dinner and came back up, it did a roundabout where it was trying to power itself back up from an update, from an automatic update. And was going to do, I guess, a Windows update. And when it tried to come back up, it couldn't get past the screen that welcomes you to the motherboard and allows you to go to the BIOS. And the fix for it ended up being turning the switch off to the power supply and then turning the switch back on to the power supply and then turning the computer back on. I don't think it's necessary. It may or may not be a power supply issue, because I had the motherboard welcome screen up on my screen and it was stuck there. It wouldn't go beyond that. So to me it seems like there's perhaps an issue with knowing where to go to load Windows or something to that effect. Boot sector error means you might have a motherboard or I/O issues. Okay. Well, that's why I need to get a new computer sooner than later. So I'm glad that I'm actually up and able to run right now, because this was a like a redux on actually being able to operate. And so I may not be operable by tomorrow. Who knows? I don't have a clue. We're going to work on trying to get a new computer for me, but I am not in good financial position right now to be able to afford to purchase a new computer, along with some of the other bills that I have created recently. So it's going to be a little difficult for just a little while for me, so you have to bear with me. There may be some time that I won't be able to broadcast, simply because I won't have a computer to do so. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is, before I was aware of all of this, I had an onboarding session with Whatnot, and I have spoken to a particular rep at Whatnot, and because I am a higher yield customer of theirs, that has a potential of a higher yield to them, they want to treat my customers especially nice. And so when it comes time for me to run my first my first auction using Whatnot, which should or would be within the next couple of weeks, they have processed a special offer for me to give to my my faithful companions here to come over and sign up on Whatnot using a special code that I would give you. And then when you spend, when you complete a transaction, you get a $15 credit, a $15 credit to your account. So if I sold you a $20 item, you'd pay $5 for it, get the $15 credit, and I would get a credit on the other end as well. And so it benefits both of us. And what I'm thinking about doing is taking like a $50 or $60 item I can, or items that I can discount to $15 or $20 and give you that code. Basically, the Whatnot app will pay for that item for you up to $15 worth. And then that gives you your startup, basically your welcome credit, your push for coming on as a customer. Not if you're already signed up for Whatnot. Only if this is your first time creating an account. I don't know if you could delete your account and create a new account and have it apply. I don't know whether or not that would work. But this is mostly for the people who have not tried Whatnot yet and want to try Whatnot by coming to one of my auctions. You could take your $15 credit and go into my Buy It Now store. There will be an item there that we can put together. We can come up with what it is on our shows here. And then when you go there, you'd be able to buy that item as your first item, and it would be, yes, Eric, it would be basically a freebie or a near freebie. I will be continuing doing YouTube auctions. There is no reason for me to quit any one of my sales channels. The reason I'm going with Whatnot is that it makes an additional possibility for an income stream. If you are familiar with business and income streams, it's you have to have more than one way to make money, or if that one way of making money decides to go out of business or change their rules or do something, like if YouTube suddenly decided that you can't have any auctions on their site, I would be without any venue. So we keep an eBay account open. We keep eBay running. I've got my lincolncent.com web store operational, running and ready for orders. And I've got YouTube auctions, and I'm working on getting this Whatnot auctions to work for me in the proper way to be able to get everything together so that we can do sales there too. They're selling. When you sell there, you have to do shipping within 2 business days, and that's fine because I won't ever do any really large auctions or very heavy auctions. And I would probably do my auctions on Wednesday night, and we would pack them and ship them on Thursday. So that would be easy enough. A lot of my problems with being slow on shipping is because I sell future events. Like tomorrow, we'll be selling spots in a proof pull for nickels. It'll be a nickel proof pull, and in selling spots on that, I have to do the pull before I can mail packages because I'm only charging you one shipping fee, and so all of them go out in the same shipping fee. So if you buy 15 rolls and a couple of sets of coins or whatever, and you get in on the proof pull, I can't mail the other stuff to you and then mail the proof pull later. And so then being able to broadcast that proof pull is a large part of why I'm later shipping packages. But we are all here. We are all ready to go. We've got a number of rolls to do, including this one right here, 1950D. It's going to be a 1950D tubed roll. We're going to run these at $3.25 per coin. $3.25 a coin. Grouse to Ghoul. Let's see. We can certainly talk. I don't see any reason. I would not push anybody away who can help me. So if you think you can help me in any way whatsoever, you just let me know, and we can discuss what my situation is, and you can tell me what you think I can do to make things a little bit easier or better. Mickey has started helping me with my shipping. I've got Eric and I've got Brian helping me with listings and things on Coppercoins, and business in general. Eric helps me with my eBay. I've got YouTube running pretty well. Everything seems to be working very well with the YouTube channel. My problem with the YouTube channel is only that if YouTube decides to change how they do things, I basically get pushed out of business because it's really the only business I do now. So I'm having to work on creating better cost centers so that I can switch over to something else if that need be the case. And having a little presence running on whatnot cannot be a bad thing. So we're just gonna run as is and start running some things there. It's not what is already happening is not going to change one bit. Okay. So we have this roll. Let's go ahead and start the reveals, and then we'll talk a little bit more later. But this is going to be reveal number 526. It's a 1950D plastic tube roll. It's a nice BU roll you can see from looking at that top coin right there. These are going to run at $3.25 per coin, $3.25 each. And you've got a max of 3. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we've got Ant for 3. Wow, we've got Ant for 3, Mark for 3. Crispy for 3. Taco John for 3. Farm Dog gets 1. Let's see, Sir Egg for 3. Paul Hampton for 2. Deanne, hello Deanne. For 3. Cat Morgan for 2. Actually, I got to put that in there. CMD. Cat Morgan dollar. Let's see. Sissy gets 3. And then Roger Borland for 3. Jim Fletcher for 3. Mickey Fur for 2. Let's see. I did include Parvis automatically this week. I'll update you on his condition a little bit later. And I've got Carl Ignatz, and he was unable to be here this evening and asked especially if I could put him in because he's unable to show. Let's see, we got Mickey for 2. There's Frostbite for 3. We are going to run out on this roll. And I've got Wanda after Frostbite for her 3. And I only have 2 for her. And then the end of the roll. So the end of the roll draws prior to my being able to fill all requests. So that makes tonight an on-demand night where you guys are going to have to be fast. But that roll is full. Now I'm going to move on to the next roll. Our next roll is going to be reveal number 527. Mark, you want to let somebody have one? If you want to let somebody have one, I'll give it to Doug to put him in this roll. I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you. So, Doug, you've got a spot in this roll. Okay. I'm going to put Mark Thomas back on his. And I'll put Doug in Eric's spot. Doug gets 2 now. And let's see. I'll get Wanda. Yeah, Wanda will get Eric's last one. And that'll work. We've got that. Thanks, folks. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next roll now. The next roll is actually an original bank wrap roll. This is a 50 pennies roll from the Fed Reserve Bank of San Francisco, and this is a 1954 S original bank wrap roll. 1954 S original bank wrap roll. Yes, Cat Morgan Dollar, you have 2. And I'm going to run these at $3.25 a piece. And $3.25 a piece would be the going price on pretty much any mid-50s bank wrapped roll. Bank wraps are a little harder to get than a lot of other things. So, well, hi there, JM. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know that. So we've got 527 now. We did 526. This is 527. 527 is a 1954S. Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Original bank wrap roll. These are going to be 325. Of course, you got 3 per person maximum. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we got Ant with 3. We've got Deanne with 3. Taco John with 3. Mark Thomas for 3. Crispy for 3. Paul Hampton for 2. Farm Dog for 2. Mickey Fur for 2. Roger Borland for 3. And then we've got Frostbite for 3. Cat Morgan Dollar for 2. Sissy for 3. Let's see, we've got Surag for 3. There's Wanda for 3. Let's see, James Worley gets 2. And actually, James Worley only got 1 at the end of the roll. We do have Doug Rezak, we've got Grouse the Ghoul, and we have Jim Fletcher, who all want in. And I am beyond the end of the roll here. I think really the only thing I can do here... Okay, Eric says to sell his. So James Worley will get 2, and Doug will get 1, and Grouse will get 1. So that's got everybody covered on that end. Let's see. Jim Fletcher, I can only get you 3, so I will take from those who have offered. Mark Thomas. Let's see. Hello, Stonecutter. Let's see. I get you 1 more. Where can I get you 1 more? Where can I get Jim 1 more? I can get Jim 1 more from Wanda. Thank you, Wanda. So, Jim Fletcher, you got 2 spots in this roll. Best I can do for you right now. Everybody else can just take their positions and keep them where they are. Let's see. Okay, then we've got... I know I'm going to need these, Eric. All right. So, next roll. How about this? 1955D. 1955D. Nice uncirculated roll here. You know the implications with that one. There's a number of really good things that could possibly pop out of this roll. So, a 1955D, that's reveal number 528. 528. These are going to be $2.50 per coin. And we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1955D. Let's see, I'll get Deanne in there. See, Crispy in there for 3 first. Crispy. Deanne for 3. Ant for 3. Mark Thomas for 3. Right, yeah, let's see again, right? James Worley for 2. Frostbite for 3. Taco John for 3. Then we've got Farm Dog for 2. Wanda for 3. Then we've got Stonecutter for 3. Paul Hampton for 3. On 55D, I think I can do a second roll if I need to. And I will. I'll end up having to do a second roll on this one. So I'll do Paul Hampton for 3, Mickey Fur for 3. and then Sureg for 3, and then Roger Borland for 2, and then I've got Sissy for 3, and we'll end up needing to do another reveal on that. Let's just do reveal number 530. Let me go grab the information from Elsewhere. I'll have to grab my information on this one, and we'll do another 1955 D roll. I'll give everyone who has not come in yet a chance to get in on this one, and then we will do seconds spots for everybody else. Let me get 530 in here. Okay, hang on just a second here. Let me get this together. I don't add rolls to reveals very often, so give me a shot here at doing this. Let's see. Make sure I get 50 put in here, so we've got 50 spots. Okay, Eric, when we get down to the bottom, let's move down to 530 to finish filling in people. Okay, so in this, we've gone down to Sissy for the last 3 spots. After Sissy would be Doug for 1. He gets the first spot in the next roll. And then we've got Cat Morgan Dollar for 2. And then we've got Jim Fletcher. He wants 3 for him. And 3 for Josie. Then we've got, it looks like that's it. All of that for, okay, yeah, all of that for, just to get that few number of people a spot. Does anybody want any seconds at this point? Anybody want any seconds to come into reveal number 530? I have a number of spots available. So if anybody wants to get back in on this, let's see. Okay, so I've got Mickey Fur for 2 more. I've got Sureg for 2 more. I've got Wanda for 2. I've got Crispy for 3. Paul Hampton, remembers half. I only did a couple of the half rolls, and that was one of the very first ones. It was a 1946 or a 46S half roll. So, and then I've got Deanne for 3. Taco John wants another one. Sissy for 2 more. Frostbite for 2 more. We've got Shay Shay wants in on 3 this time. And we got Mr. Worley for 2. Let's see, we got Cat Morgan Dollar wants another one. Paul Hampton for 2 more. Stonecutter says 3 more. You know, if I don't do this, I think he's going to get mad at me. So Carl, I'll put him in for 3 because he is not here tonight. And Jim, I'll get you in there for you and for Josie on this one. So you're going to have a total of 12 spots of 1955D, 6 for you and 6 for Josie. And then I'll have 4 spots remaining at the end of this roll. I think what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do bonus giveaway chips and just do giveaways on the rest. There we go. All right, so that works. Now we'll move back up to 529. 529 is going to be this sealed roll. This is a sealed roll of 1949S. It has been taped shut on both ends for who knows how long. It is wrapped very well in tissue and feels almost like cigarette paper. It's like a very waxy tissue paper. I have no idea, cannot give you any idea exactly what's inside, but this being a 1949S roll, it's probably going to be pretty nice. You got chance for double dies in this, a chance for a lot of RPMs. RPMs, double dies galore in these. These are going to run $6.25 per coin. $6.25 per coin. Let's see, reveal number 529. There's $6.25 per coin. Of course, we've got a max of 3 per person. We're going to start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, we got a lot of people in on this one. All right, let's see here. We have Ant first, Crispy second, and Mickey Fur for 2, Wanda for 3. This one I don't have another roll, so when we're done, we're done. Deanne for 3, Mark Thomas for 3, Taco John for 3, Farm Dog gets 1, Frostbite gets 3, and then James Worley for 2, Sureg for 3, Paul Hampton for 2, Cat Morgan Dollar for 2, Sissy for 3, we've got Stonecutter for 3, and Stonecutter can only get 2 out of there, and that is all we have for that roll. My apologies go out to those who were not able to get in because they came in behind the other list of people. There is a spot atop. Oh, Mickey only got 2 there. Okay, so that spot will belong to, let's see, Stonecutter wanted 3, so that spot will belong to him. So we've got Stonecutter, he gets his 3. Mark says he can give 1 up. Mark will give 1 up to Roger Borland. So Roger, you'll get a spot. Let's see. I'll get 1 from Wanda. And we'll get Chris Hurley in there for 1. So I've got Chris in there for 1. Let's see. Sissy says she'll give 1 up. Let's see, Mark, I think I already took 1 from you. Yeah. Sissy says she'll give 1 up, and I'll take 1 from Sissy. And I will give that to Doug. Doug wanted to get a spot. Let's see. Who else said they would? Frostbite said he'd give 1 up. Frostbite spot extra to Shay Shay. All right. I'm good. I'm good, Eric. We can handle it from there. Yeah, that's going to be all I'm going to be able to do with that, to make sure that everybody who I can get in will get in. So you'll find them on your invoice. Now for the mint sealed bag. Mint sealed bag of 1959 Philadelphia Lincoln cents. They're going to be $2.95 for 2 coins. You get 2 coins with every purchase. So you buy 1 spot, you get 2 coins. It's going to be $2.95. There is no limit. There is no limit. You can get as many as you like. 1959 Philadelphia. Let me throw this on here so we can get the $2.95 a pair. No limit. All right. Wanda says she wants 20. Let me get Wanda in here. There is a limit. Yes, there is a limit. It would be 2,500 actually. But we need to talk if you want to get that many of them. Find you a bag somewhere. Taco John wants 10. And then Stone Cutter for 5. And then Mickey Fur for 10. And let's see. Farm Dog gets 3. Let's see. Shay Shay for 10. Let's see. What else do we have here? Frostbite gets 5. Then we've got Crispy Mofo for 20. Let's see. Crispy for 20. Deanne gets 3 spots. Then we've got James Worley for 5. Then we've got Sureg for 5. And let's see. We've got Cat Morgan Dollar for 2. Mark Thomas for 10. Let's see. After Mark Thomas, we've got Calapigian for 3. Thank you, Calapigian. We've got Ant for 3. Doug for 2. Sissy for 10. Let's see. Paul Hampton, 7. Jim, you want... there is no max, Jim. So, okay, 5 for you and 5 for Josie. Okay. Okay, let's see. What else do I have here? Chris Hurley for 5. Paul says, Jim buys it out. Let's see, how many spots do I have sold at this point? Let's try not to get overly rambunctious about this. I'm sure we have additional spots if anybody wants them, so just let me know if you want them. but I'm going to count what we have taken so far. So far, there's 179 spots. I usually like to get up around 200 to 250. So we'll keep offering this up until the day of the actual pull. Oh, let's see. I probably don't have Calpigian on the list here yet. So that'll be all right. We can... Violates the data rules on the cell. That's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll get it on there a little bit later. Mark Thomas, I don't remember if I got an email from you. Usually I remember if I do, so I'm not sure I did. About the additions. I'm not sure what we're talking about right now. Let me check here. Aha. Yes. Okay, are we talking about the 60Ds and the 89Ps that you wanted? I've got you on the sheet for tomorrow. Anyone who ordered those 1960D RPM 23s that came out of that roll dig, they're going to be billed for them tomorrow with the auction. I don't know if that's what we're talking about, Mark. Yes. Okay. Okay, yes. I got you on the list for those. I've got them out. They're in your box, actually, already. Let's see if there's anybody else who wants to get in on more spots on this mint sealed bag, 1959, Philadelphia. What would you like to get in on, Wanda? Get in on getting those coins? Let's see. Yes, Taco, I got yours. Here are the people I have purchasing a pair of those. I've got Malcolm, Crispy, Mickey, Bo, Chris Hurley, John Shank, Jim Fletcher. I've got Ant, Ronald, Mark, Cookie, Carl wants 2, Taco John, Farm Dog, Paul Hampton, and P. Adams. That's who I have in there. Wanda, you want in on that? I can get you a pair of those. What it is a pair of 1960D 1mm23, RPM number 23. If you'll watch the roll dig from a few days ago, I opened a roll that was full of them, and the entire roll was full of them, and I had them in 2 different die states. Had them in an earlier die state and a later die state. And I was selling pairs of those for $20 per pair. So I've got Wanda on there. Deanne, okay. Got Deanne on there as well. Taco, yes, I did get yours. Okay. Now we've got that. Just remember that they are available. And we will move on now to Eric's rolls. Let's see. Where are we here? There we are. Make sure I've got... Okay, Stonecutter wants in on a pair. I'll get you on that list. And Mr. Worley. Okay. Let me get my list out here. I have a list prepared of those. Let's see. I've got Stonecutter. I got Deanne in there already. James Worley. Get James Worley on there for a pad. You missed the reveals that I had, JJ. We still have more. We still have more available on the rolls that Eric has. We're just getting ready to get started on those. Okay, Cat Morgan Dollar wants a pair of those. get that done. Okay, so here we go. Reveal E84. Let me get his picture up there so we can see his rolls. Roll number E84 is a original 1963D Fed Reserve roll for the Bank of Chicago. No, that's not Chicago, it's Cleveland. Is this the right picture? Because it looks like Cleveland up in the picture, and you've got Chicago written on the... I do believe it's going to be Cleveland. Cleveland, okay. I'll get that corrected here real quick. Not that it really matters a whole lot, but if you have any Cavaliers fans, they're not going to like you putting Bulls on this, so... We do have. Okay, there it is. It's the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. It's an original bank wrapped roll. And we're going to do these at $2 per coin. Max of 3, of course. And we're going to start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We've got Ant for 3. We've got Crispy for 3. We've got Mark for 3. He's already saying he can give it up if he needs to. Let's see. We've got Roger Borland for 3. Farm Dog for 2. Sureg for 3. We've got Taco John for 3. Deanne for 3. Paul Hampton for 3. We've got Mickey Fur for 2. Sissy for 2. We've got Shay Shay for 3. And then let's see, we've got Doug for 2. Wanda for 3. Frostbite for 3. Cat Morgan Dollar for 1. Let's see, we've got James for 2. Well, wait a minute. We ran out of spots. We got Cat Morgan Dollars 1, and we ran out of spots after that. So James Worley still needs to get in if he can. I suspect that Mark, you're going to give up a spot for him. So James Worley will get one of those. And Wanda says she'll give one, so I'll take Wanda out for one of her spots and put James Worley in there, and he'll get 2 as well. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. We're going to move on to the next roll now. The next roll is going to be a 2020 Philadelphia original Loomis roll. An original Loomis roll. And we're going to do this one at $1.50 per coin. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. E85 we have here. 85. Ant for 3. Sureg for 3. Taco John for 3. Mark Thomas for 3. Cat Morgan Dollar for 2. Wanda for 2. We've got Paul Hampton for 3. Mickey Fur for 2. We got James Worley for 2. Farm Dog for 3. Sissy for 2. Doug for 2. Jim Fletcher for 3. Frostbite for 2. And let's see, we've got enough left. Jim Fletcher can get those for Josie this time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots left toward the end here. I noticed there's a couple of people who generally would get 3 who got 2, and they probably did so because of the shortage possibility of spaces. I have enough if those of you who got 2 for that reason want to get a third one. Sureg, yes, I did get you. Wanda is one of them. So I'll put Wanda in for her third spot. Let's see. Other people who would generally get 3 that I noticed got 2. First one is Sissy. Second one is Frostbite. If you two want 3 spots, just let me know. Okay, Mickey says he'll take 1. And I'm specifically waiting to hear from Sissy and Frostbite as to whether they want a 3rd one. Sissy says yes. And Frostbite, if you want 3, I can get you in for that 3rd one right now and we can be done. Or, let's see. Oh, well, there's Paul Hampton. Oh, he already got in earlier on the roll. Still try to get Frostbite if he wants that 3rd spot. If not, we'll give it to Paul Hampton. We'll just do Paul Hampton. Okay. Next roll. I hope we're on a roll with this roll. It is this Fed Reserve Bank of Kansas City roll. This is a 1960D large date. 1960D large date. We're going to run these at $2.50 per coin. And we're going to have a max of 3, of course. And we're going to start this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, Wanda wants her 3. Oops. Let's see. Mickey Fur for 2. Crispy for 3. Ant for 3. Then we've got Farm Dog for 2. Deanne for 3. Taco John for 3. Sureg for 3. And let's see. Wanda got her 3 already. I put her in early. James Worley for 2. Paul Hampton for 3. Mark Thomas for 3. Stonecutter for 2. Sissy for 3. And then we've got Roger for 3. Got Jim Fletcher for 3. Calipigian wants... Oh, we're only going to get 1 more spot here. So I'll give it to Calipigian. And we will look into the possibility of letting Chuck Patillo come in on this roll. Mark, again, or does someone else want to volunteer one of their spots so that Chuck Patillo can get in? Okay, Wanda says she'll give a spot up to Chuck Patillo. So I'll give Chuck Patillo 1 spot. Okay, let's see. I think that'll work. Did we get everybody in? Captain Morgan Dollar didn't get in. So because Captain Morgan Dollar didn't get in, I'll take 1 from, let's see, Sissy this time. All right. Captain, you got in for 1. I think we've got most people involved for at least a spot. For at least a spot. So we're doing pretty good. Pretty good anyway. The next roll is this last one down here. It is a tubed roll to 1952D. Plastic tubed roll, 1952D. 1952D is actually one of those issues that actually has a whole lot of nice RPMs. You have actually a removed RPM or a misplaced RPM where there's a mint mark down below the bust near the rim. There's also a 52D over SOMM. So there are a number of fantastic things we could possibly get out of this roll. It is going rather inexpensively for what it is. It is only $3.50 per coin. And so we're going to start this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's number 87. Cap Morgan Dollar gets the first spot. Ant for 3. Come on. The keyboard wasn't agreeing with me. Crispy for 3. No. There we go. Tian for 3. Farm Dog for 2. Sureg for 3. Jim Worley for 2. Mark Thomas for 3. Taco John for 3. Roger Borland for 2. Sissy for 3. And then we have Shay Shay for 3. JJ for 3. This one's going to run out for sure. Paul Hampton gets 3. Mickey Fur for 2. Frostbite for 2. Let's see. And I have one spot left at the bottom of the roll, and I'm going to give that one to Josie. That's what we've got left. One spot left at the bottom of the roll. It's going to go to Josie Fletcher. Okay, Sissy, I'll give up one of yours, and I'll give it to Jim Fletcher. That way Jim and Josie will each get one. All right, and all the rest I'm going to leave as is. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for sharing and for making this a wonderful place to be. I am going to... let's see, I'm going to go through Calipigi and the 60D 1mm23 were all large date. They're all large date. It's all one die. Okay, Paul, I'll give it to Frosty. Okay, that works. I can do that. Yes, the 1mm23s are all large date, but the die lasted a while, enough time that the die wore and had different varying features of die wear on it and different die scratches, and an early die state and a late die state coin look very different from one another, even though they were minted with the same die. Sand Digger, I don't have any slots left. I have a couple of 1955D slots left on my sheet, and that's all I've got left. Yeah, unfortunately, that's all I could provide. And did Wanda get in on that last one? If Wanda did not get in on that last one, let's get her in with one of Mark's places. 87. I did not get Wanda in, so I'll get her in with one of yours. There we go. A bankroll of 1857 Flying Eagle cents. I don't think I said that. Actually, I don't think 1857 the rolls of coins even existed. They used to transfer coins in little bags back then. Yeah. So let's see. It would be 2 for Chuck. believe it was 2 for Chuck. Or did I? No, it was 1 for Chuck and one for Calipigian. Sorry. I'll have to go change that back. 1 for Calipigian there. That last coin in the 60D roll. Tomorrow, if I can keep things operating here tomorrow, we're going to do a pretty decent size auction, and I will be able to run I'll run a nickel proof pull. The nickel proof pull that I will run, I do those at $2 per coin. It's going to be tomorrow, and the max will be 10 per person on those. Early memorial since known to have proof-like strikes. Sometimes. Especially with the years where they did the SMS coins, 65 to 67. Sometimes you'll find those in a more or less proof-like-ish condition. I've seen some 68 mint mark coins, 70S, 71S. I've seen 72D and 72S, but where it comes to the 59 to 64s, that's not very common. Yes, you were in on that, Wanda. You're an all-in, all-the-time kind of gal. Let's see. Yeah, like in the movies. I had a guy ask me what kind of paper they used for 1848 rolls of large cents. I said they didn't. And he said, well, what did they roll them in? I said they didn't. They put them in bags. They were in little canvas bags or little totes or pouches, but they didn't roll coins actually until the roughly around the 1900, 18. I'm going to say like 1885 to 1900 is somewhere in that era is when they came out with rolled coins. Okay, yes, for the update on Parviz. Parviz is in residential rehab. He has gone through some surgeries to correct some issues that he has had. He is not feeling on top of the world, but he is not like extremely ill either. He has lost a lot of motivation, and I told him about all of the people concerned about him and asking about him in the in the streams, and I've told him about the extra coins that he's picked up because people picked up the bill on a couple of coins for him here and there, and he was almost brought to tears over that because people care so much about somebody they've never met and don't know and probably will never meet, and he doesn't understand but is very grateful, and he has said that he would love to have the time, the opportunity to be able to return to here. The neurological issue that he has with his hand keeps him from being able to type, so when he comes in, you may not even know he's here, but he may be watching. And I told him just to come in and say the word hello. And if he says the word hello, then everybody will know he's here watching and can relay, thoughts and messages to him. And he can read them, and he doesn't have to respond. He's almost embarrassed that he is not able to type fast enough to respond to people. And so doesn't generally like to actively participate. He can type, but he's very slow at it because it's a very slow methodical process for him to be able to type. And so when he does type, he usually gets his bin ready long before something, or it's also why he doesn't bid on very many items, because he doesn't have the opportunity to be able to compete in bidding because his bidding finger is a lot slower than a lot of other people. It would be nice if we just had regular incrementals and you could just click a button and pay the next incremental for something, and he could play that way. But since we have to actually type a number, he kind of gets tied up in being able to do that. But he is around. He does see the shows, not all of them, but he sees some of the shows. He is in a residential rehab in Ocala, so he's not very far from his home. His son is assisting him. His granddaughter is assisting him, so he has family around. And yeah, I'm going to tell him about Whatnot. Next time I come down to visit with him, I'm going to tell him about Whatnot. But we are working toward just making sure that the rest of the time he has is comfortable and as happy as can be. And he keeps the motivation it takes to keep collecting coins and learning about coins. He loves to come here because he learns more about coins. And he enjoys that. So that's my update on him. The last time I actually saw him was when I was headed home from the time my father was in the hospital. That would have been late February, early March, when I was headed home from that. I stopped and visited with Parvis, and he was home at that time. But yeah, we're going to work on picking up this ball with Whatnot, see what we can do with it, and don't just go over there and join. I have an invitation join that you can go over and join it based on my invitation, and we both get something out of it. So just hang on and watch for that to happen. Other than that, I don't have much of anything else tonight. I do appreciate everybody being here. We've been on the air for just about an hour now, so I need to break it for the evening. I am not going to be able to do any other shows this evening. I'm quite exhausted from my lengthy day, but I will be up tomorrow morning. I'm going to go to bed early, and I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and start working on some of these reveals from last week. So we got a lot done during Eric and Brian's visit here. We had a great time, and we have started picking up on some of the issues that we've had with some of the different RPMs that are difficult to identify, and we're starting to work all that out. Man, does that ever chew up a lot of time. But we will have the auction tomorrow. I will post a list this evening. The list will be available at coppercoins.com/auction. You'll be able to see the items that I have so far up for sale, and tomorrow I'll work on finishing that list out. So it'll be started today, finished tomorrow. The 22D box. And did you find anything? I appreciate it, folks. You guys have a great night, and I will talk to you next time around. Nothing yet. Okay. Well, keep looking. It's out there. I'll talk to you later. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.